Hello, welcome to the channel The Dry Omas, the Three Grandmothers. I'm your host, Carmen. In the previously videos, we have studied that Pangea was only 10,000 years ago. We were one single continent 10,000 years ago. The Asian War of God concluded with the separation of the continent. A deliberate impact against the continent divided the Earth and changed the magnetic axis of the planet. If the War of the Gods caused the division of the planet, what was exactly Atlantis? And where was it located? The empire was real. We learned in the schools with Plato, Herodotus, myths are based on something that really happened. Some people say it's located in Sahara, in Africa. It's called the Eye of Sahara. It's an stone anomaly, like a crater or like an impact. Other authors talk about the Mediterranean zone, like, for example, Cyprus, Malta, Greek. Even they talk further here in the Volcanics. And other authors say that might be in the Canary Island. Maybe the Canary Island are a remnant of the old territory that was sunk by an earthquake or tidal wave. Let's see what is written in Wikipedia about Atlantis. Location hypothesis of Atlantis. There are several hypotheses that inspire Plato's fictional study of Atlantis. Fictional. Why they want to deny that it really happened? Or it's that they don't want to talk about it? But the most important thing, Plato's story explicitly locates Atlantis in the Atlantic Ocean, beyond the Pillars of Hercules. And that is why several locations are proposed. In the old maps here, Hercules are located in the Strait of Gibraltar. You can see it here in Spain. And here is another map you can see here. Here is Spain, Gibraltar. Here is Italian. Here is Africa. What other information do we find in mythology? They speak about a conflict as well. Atlantis versus Zeus. After a failed attempt to invade Athens, Atlantis sank into the ocean in a single day and night of misfortune. What do we have with all this information? We have studied the books of Alexander Eleazar in the book of Los Payos. You have to study a lot of reading, but it's worth it. When the first alien race arrived to this planet, it was one single continent, and the equator line was in another axis. They arrived in Antarctica at that time. This zone was warm. It's not with ice that is currently. When the conflict between Atlantis and Zeus started, we were one single continent. Nobody tells you that. So take a look to the map and what is at the left of Gibraltar, Latin America. Just take a current map and put it together. And here you have the Strait of Gibraltar, you have here Sahara, and at that time the Atlantic Sea was not so big and is today. It's a result of the separation. And additional to that, we have the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it. In the previous video, we talked about the crater of Mexico. That is one of the biggest impact on Earth. And we propose that it's not only about this crater, that the entire Gulf was created, but the impact. And important is it was a deliberate impact. In the video of Pangea, you can have the Egyptian translation that it was explained. The Egypt translation is in this book. You can see my video in the links below about Pangea. And important is that it's based in Egyptian translation, that the earth receives 3 impacts from God. The result is that the fall of Atlantis was the same day of the Pangea division. That's the truth that has been hidden. Atlantis and Pangea happened 10,000 years ago, simultaneously. That is why in one day Atlantis was lost, because it was the day of the impact. That's the truth. Take a look to the old construction. Why are not pyramids in Europe? Or why do not have castles and architecture here, for example, in Africa and Egypt or in India? This is the equatorial line, and this is north, and this is south. But let's put it different. Let's put the continent back again at that time. So we have the following. You have to turn around like that, move the equator line like that, as it was in the past, and put the continents together. And you have the full picture. The north is the architecture with castles and monasteries, and the south is with pyramids as temples, another kind of architecture. The whole south of the continent at that time, the south of Pangea, was Atlantis, including the current Antarctica. The small detail that nobody talks about it is that the equator line was different at that time. The days were about 24 hours as they are right now. So it was a war between the north and the south. Why they hide this? Well, my theory is because this war is recently. It has not millions of years as we have been told. Think about it. This planet was already destroyed. Many people died. So we are in the the process of repopulation. And maybe in the meantime, they hide our history in order we don't repeat again. The sins of the parents must not be paid by the children. I think it's the opposite. Maybe we should know the real truth and the conflicts that deliberate to this day. The same date of the Pangea division was the fall of Atlantis. It was a war between the North and the South. What do you think about it? Until next time. Bye bye.